Have you ever felt it? That shiver down your spine when someone's presence lingers just a little too long? Have you ever caught a fleeting glance that seemed to carry a secret, or noticed a gesture so small it could have slipped by, yet somehow it stayed with you? Love, when it's real, doesn't always shout from the rooftops. It doesn't always come wrapped in bold confessions or dramatic flourishes. No, sometimes it hides. It whispers. It dances in the shadows of silence, revealing itself through the tiniest cracks in someone's armor, cracks they don't even know are there. Picture this. Someone out there right now might be carrying a torch for you, a flame they've buried so deep they barely dare to acknowledge it themselves. And yet, that flame flickers through their words, their actions, their eyes. Carl Jung, one of history's greatest explorers of the human soul, once said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." Love, in its truest form, is that transformation, an invisible bond that weaves itself into the fabric of our lives, often without a single word to herald its arrival. Today, we're stepping into the unknown together. We're peeling back the layers of human behavior to uncover 8 undeniable signs, subtle, secret signals that someone might love you more than they'll ever admit. These aren't the loud declarations of romance novels or Hollywood endings. These are the quiet truths, the hidden traces of a heart too afraid, too unsure, or too discreet to speak. And once you learn to see them, you might just realize that love has been standing right beside you all along, waiting for you to notice. Sign 1. The unconscious dance of mirroring. Imagine you're sitting across from someone, laughing over a shared moment. Your hand brushes your hair, and a second later, theirs does the same. You lean forward, resting your chin on your hand. They follow suit as if pulled by an invisible string. You mention a phrase you love, a quirky little saying, and days later, you hear it slip from their lips like it's always been theirs. Coincidence, or something more? This is the dance of mirroring, a subtle, instinctive rhythm where someone begins to reflect you without even realizing it. They adopt your gestures, your tone, the way you tilt your head when you're lost in thought. Maybe they start humming the songs you love, or they pick up a book you once raved about. It's not mimicry for the sake of flattery. It's their soul reaching out, syncing with yours in a quiet, unconscious symphony. Psychologists call this mirroring a hallmark of connection. It's the brain's way of saying, "I feel you, I see you, I want to be closer." It's not planned, it's not rehearsed, it's raw, real, and revealing. So the next time you catch someone echoing your habits, pause. Ask yourself, could this be their heart's way of confessing what their words can't? Sign 2, the paradox of pulling away. Love is a riddle, isn't it? Just when you think it should draw someone closer, it sometimes sends them running in the opposite direction. Picture this. You're in a room full of people, laughter and chatter swirling around you. You glance their way, expecting a smile, a nod, something. Instead, they turn away, their eyes darting to the floor, their voice falling silent. Or maybe a conversation teeters on the edge of something deeper, something real, and they steer it back to shallow waters as if afraid of drowning. Why? Why would someone who cares so much pull away when it matters most? The answer lies in the storm of their emotions. When love burns too brightly, it can terrify the one holding the torch. They retreat, not because they don't feel, but because they feel too much. They're shielding themselves from the vulnerability of being seen, the fear of rejection, the chaos of losing control. It's a paradox that betrays them. The more they try to hide, the more their distance screams the truth. So if they pull away at the wrong times, if they grow cold when the moment calls for warmth, don't be fooled. It might just be their heart's desperate attempt to protect itself from the power you hold over it. Sign 3, the playful provocation. Remember the schoolyard days? The teasing, the little jabs, the way a tug on a braid or a silly nickname could mean so much more? That childlike spark doesn't fade with age. It just grows subtler, sneakier. If someone's always poking fun at you, tossing witty barbs your way, or sparking a playful rivalry that lights up the air between you, don't dismiss it as mere mischief. This teasing is a mask, a clever disguise for feelings too big to voice. Every joke is a bridge, every prank a thread, stitching them closer to you without risking the plunge into honesty. It's safe, it's fun, but it's charged with something deeper. They're testing the waters, keeping you near, all while hiding behind a grin. Think of it as a game of emotional cat and mouse. They chase your attention, dodge your suspicion, and revel in the connection it builds. So, the next time they tease you just a little too often, ask yourself, is this their way of saying, "You matter to me," without ever letting the mask slip? Sign 4, the memory keeper. In a world that rushes by, where conversations vanish into the ether, there's something sacred about someone who holds on to your words. Maybe you once mentioned a book that moved you, a song that echoes in your soul, or a fleeting memory from years ago. You let it slip casually, barely noticing, and then, weeks, months, even years later, they bring it back to life, word for word, as if it's been etched into their mind. This isn't just a knack for recall. It's reverence. It's love carving a space for you in their memory, treating every detail you share like a treasure too precious to lose. They don't just hear you, they collect you, piece by piece, building a mosaic of who you are. To them, your words aren't fleeting. They're fragments of a bond they can't let go. When someone remembers the things you've forgotten, it's a quiet confession. It's their heart whispering, "You're important to me. You're unforgettable." So if they keep your moments alive long after you've moved on, know this: you're more to them than you might ever guess. Sign 5, the language of stolen glances. They say the eyes never lie, and oh how they speak when words fall silent. Picture this: you're lost in a conversation, oblivious to the world when you feel it. A pull, a weight. You turn, and there they are, watching you. Not boldly, not openly, but in secret, their gaze soft and unguarded, drinking you in while they think you won't notice. And when your eyes meet, they flinch, look away, as if caught in a forbidden act. These stolen glances are love's quiet rebellion. They're moments when the heart overrides the mind, when longing spills out before it can be reined in. They watch you, not to judge, not to critique, but to marvel. To memorize the curve of your smile, the light in your eyes, the way you move through the world. It's a language older than words, raw and unguarded. So if you catch them staring when they think no one sees, don't let it pass unnoticed. Their eyes are telling a story their voice can't yet confess. Sign 6, the art of deep listening. Listening is easy, but truly hearing, that's rare. And then there's them, the one who doesn't just listen but feels every word you say. They catch the tremble in your voice when you're hiding pain, the lift when you're secretly thrilled. They hear what you don't say, sensing the shadows behind your smile, the worries you tuck away. This isn't casual attention, it's devotion. They lean in, their focus unwavering, as if your voice is a melody they can't bear to miss. They remember not just your stories, but the way you told them, the pauses, the sighs, the unspoken truths. They know when something's off, even when you insist you're fine, because they're tuned to you like no one else. When someone listens this deeply, it's more than kindness. It's love in its purest form, quiet, attentive, profound. They're not just hearing you, they're holding space for you in their heart. So, if they hang on your every word, ask yourself, could this be their way of loving you without saying it out loud? Sign 7, the shift in their soul. People wear masks, habits, routines, the selves they show the world. But love cracks those masks wide open. Maybe they're the life of the party, all charm and ease, until you walk in and suddenly they're quieter, more careful, their laughter a little too sharp. Or perhaps they're reserved with everyone else, but around you, they bloom, words tumbling out, eyes bright, a version of themselves you didn't know existed. This shift isn't random, it's you. You stir something in them they can't control. A nervous energy, a need to impress, a fear of slipping up. They might fumble their words, glance at you too often, or linger in your orbit when they should walk away. It's as if your presence rewrites their script, pulling a different them to the surface. These changes are clues, ripples on still water. They betray a heart wrestling with feelings too big to hide. So if they're different with you, more or less, anything but their usual self, pay attention. You might just be the reason they're coming undone. Sign 8, the quiet acts of care. Love doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's a whisper, a cup of coffee handed to you, brewed just the way you like it, no questions asked. A jacket draped over your shoulders when the wind picks up. A quiet question, have you eaten? Slipped into the conversation like it's nothing. But it's not nothing, it's everything. These are the silent hymns of a heart that cares. They don't boast or demand applause. They don't need to. They're small, yes, but heavy with meaning, proof that your well-being matters to them more than they'll ever let on. They notice when you're tired before you do, step in when you falter, and guard your comfort without a word. This subtle care is love's truest voice. It says, I'm here, I see you, I'll always look out for you, all without breaking the silence. So if someone's quietly tending to you, day after day, don't overlook it. They might be loving you in the only way they know how, softly, secretly, sincerely. And so our journey ends, but yours is just beginning. These 8 signs, the mirroring, the pulling away, the teasing, the remembering, the glances, the listening, the shifts, the care, they're threads in a tapestry of hidden love. Love that doesn't scream but sings. Love that doesn't demand but waits. Love that might be closer than you think. Have you seen these signs in someone? A friend, a stranger, someone who's always been there? Or maybe you're the one hiding your heart, afraid to let it speak. Wherever you stand, take this with you. Love is a mystery worth unraveling. Open your eyes, look closer. The quietest feelings often run the deepest. If this stirred something in you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop your own stories in the comments. Have you ever suspected a secret love? Did these signs ring true? And if you want to keep exploring the wonders of the human soul, hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world. Consider leaving a super thanks below to help us keep these stories alive. Until next time, may you find love in the spaces between words, in the glances that linger, in the silence that says it all.